I'm going to get started, guys. And first, I just wanted to welcome everyone to this once in a lifetime webinar. There's a reason that I put that name there for you guys. And you guys are soon to find out why. It's not only because I'm on this, but my name is Robert Mercado. And as many of you already know, I just want to start off by saying I appreciate you all. I thank you for being here tonight. There's a million other things we could have been doing, but you guys are serious about your success and you really want to take it to the next level. And for those of you who aren't familiar with my story, yeah, I used to deliver for a diner, 6 to 7 days a week, 12-hour days. I delivered with a 98 Ford Explorer. And, I spent so much money just filling it up with gas. It was crazy. It also had a muffler that, without question, and you guys may know this, from me before, but it needed to be replaced. But I actually didn't even care. It actually made my job a lot easier. You would literally hear me coming from 2 blocks down, so there really wasn't any need for me to knock on the door, ring the bell. So customers were pretty much waiting outside before I got there, which is cool. And you guys can see, a little drawing there with my car there. But see, this was a job that I liked. Many of you may have had a job or two that you don't like, you can't stand, and trust me, I've had those as well. Anybody with me on that? Type yes if you had a job, you had a position, or you currently do, where you just can't stand or you don't like, or you're just trying to, use making money online or working online to get yourself out of there. I see there, yes, 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 yeah, exactly, So pretty much this was something that I liked. This job I liked, here at the diner, I was always on the move. It was always busy. I made a couple of $100 cash every day, so that was something I didn't mind at all. And best of all, I met my unbelievable, beautiful wife. You guys see there on the right as well. When I delivered to her, she worked across the street from the diner, and literally it was the best delivery of my life. I noticed my wife Allie, she was talented in her own thing, her own profession, which was medical billing. So I encouraged her to start her own business. I said, Allie, instead of you working for someone else, and everyone knows how this goes, you rather work for someone else than work for yourself rather than someone else. I said, let's start your own business. So long story short, she was working from home, and I had to continue to wake up every morning, work all day, get home late. Anyone know the feeling of that? And not have time to spend with her or enjoy my life. I was pretty much living to work, guys, rather than working to live. And I know a lot of you guys can relate with me on that one. So I said to myself, there has to be another way. So I went online, I searched, for work from home, came across something that literally changed the direction of my life, guys. And a lot of you guys here on the webinar know me or grew with me in the short amount of time I've been online. Some of you guys may not even know who the heck I am. And, it's just an unbelievable transformation I had. So, you know, I said to myself, there has to be another way. I went online, searched for work from home, came across something, like I said, that changed the direction of my life. So keep in mind, folks, I came from a background with no experience of making money online besides selling on eBay. I had no list or anyone that I knew in this industry, and I had every reason not to succeed. Fast forwarding to today, I was able to fire my boss, work from home when I want, where I want. I was able to generate over 100,000 in 6 short months. And guys, quick income disclosure, everyone's results are typical. It's nothing guaranteed, but you can do this. And that's the beauty about this. You don't have to wait the 2 to 4 years. You don't have to wait the, 3 to 5 year plan. I literally am doing this and I've only been online 6 or 7 short months. I hit number 6 in an affiliate contest out of 50,000 affiliates. Spoke on stage in front of 3,000 people sharing my story, created a product that generated over 20,000 in sales, and everyone here who purchased it, you can actually type in the box, you were one of those people and the amount of value it provided you. You know, and guys, I don't share this with you guys, and also I have a lot more time with my beautiful wife, Allie, now, and that's really important as well. See, folks, I don't say this to impress you, but to impress upon you that what I learned and the relationships that I built with other industry leaders, one of them specifically being the gentleman that I have on this webinar with us live to share value, and also show you a way to have the results and quantum success that I had. I mean, it's just incredible. See, a lot of people always ask me, Robert, did you have any training courses? Did you have any special coaching? Any products you purchased that help you to have the success that you're having? And the answer to that is there is so much out there. And guys, type yes in the chat if you know there is so much out there that I could have purchased, or you could have purchased, or paid someone for coaching, but I didn't. Instead, I was very selective and grateful of what I did. You know, I purchased maybe one or two products, one of them being called the Solomon CEO. Now, see, everyone that knows me certainly knows that I love to deliver value, and I was definitely picky. You know, but I love to deliver value and put my blood, my sweat, my tears into anything I put out there. And just because that's your reputation, you know, what are you giving to people? You've gotten this much success, Robert. Well, now it's time to give back. And that's what I told myself. So I put out there everything I could, and I share with you guys whatever I possibly can that could benefit you guys. You know, it's not about my success, it's not about how well I did. It's about how you can utilize what I've gone through, what I've learned, what I've put myself in front of, and the people that I built relationships with to get me to where I am. So, you know, that's why I asked this person to come out and share with you folks what he shared with me. Solomon CEO, guys, it's one of the main reasons for my continued success. And this person shared one of the secrets with me that literally, guys, listen very closely, literally made me $10,000 in one day. Now, I would have never believed this was possible, but it is. And now it's a reality. Every day, you know, I spend more time with my wife. I have more time, you know, doing the things I like to do. I literally learned how to maximize on what I did that started my success. Listen very closely. I literally learned how to maximize on what I did that started my success, and then to make sure that it continued to grow. How many of you guys out there had a little bit of success, right? Would you guys agree? Type yes in the chat box if you agree that you can have a little bit of success in the beginning, but then it'll maybe die out, or it might not continue, or, you know, it didn't continue, right? Yes, 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 yes. So, agreed, exactly, Carrie. So, you know, what he shared with me literally made me 10,000 in one day, and I couldn't believe it, but it was the truth. I literally learned how to maximize on what I did that started my success, guys, and then continued to allow me to grow. And that was my aha moment for me. When he shared with me, guys, is literally pure liquid gold. And that's why I felt it was extremely important to invite you folks here tonight. You guys may have seen I made a big deal about this, and I don't make a big deal about too many things, if anything at all. But I know that when I bring you guys out, I'm going to deliver value and put you guys in front of the right people, the right product, or whatever is going to benefit you guys. So you might be asking yourself right now, guys, why aren't I having the success that I like to have? Type yes if you guys agree with that. Why aren't I having the success that I like to have? Or why aren't I having any success at all? You know? And this is something that I had for a short amount of time in the beginning, but I quickly found what I needed to do and took action to make it change. And that's what I'm here to share with you guys and benefit you guys as well. See, these are all important questions that might sound like they have difficult answers. However, I think you'll be surprised at the simplicity of how to abolish these obstacles, guys. See, I asked him to share more about this Solomon CEO. What is it about? You know, and share with you guys exactly what he shared with me, especially tonight, because the mindset is so powerful. And when you come to a place in your life where you come to realize that, I mean, the result is endless, guys. And that is where Mark Hoverson, eight-figure income earner, and I know you guys are cheering right now. You guys are excited because I did not let you know who I was going to have on this webinar. And yes, I'll say it again. That is where Mark Hoverson and what he's about to share comes into play. So, Mark, if you can tell us more about this, what you shared with me, I appreciate you being here. That would be awesome, and we would all appreciate it. And guys, give a warm welcome to Mark Hoverson. Love you guys, appreciate you. Mark, you there with me?
I am here. Robert, I just get raise your hand if you guys can see me okay, if I'm coming through all right. I just took I just ever since high school I was an athlete, and before I'd play a game, I would take a shower to get ready and to get pumped. So I just came from the shower,
Nice.
absolutely pumped, and I appreciate that welcome. All right, so that was it. I just wanted to say hi to everybody, and now we'll get into business. So Robert, one of the things in Solomon CEO that I think you exemplify is the very first secret that I teach in there is from an ancient. When I was in eighth grade, a man challenged me to read this old book in the middle of the Bible called Proverbs, and he said, If you read one chapter a day, you'll get through the entire book of Proverbs every month. So, starting in eighth grade, I started reading this book, and I've read this book over 1,000 times. And I can quote the entire book, not all at once, but if anybody started a verse, I could finish the verse. But what was crazy was I had read it all these times, and I was 26, and I was qualifying for welfare 5 straight years. My wife and I, this is it. The way of the lazy man is a hedge of thorns. The way stands for the life. The life of a lazy man. Now, here's the weird part, Robert. I wasn't lazy. This was really weird. I would work at a factory. I was working as a telemarketer. I was working 2 jobs. I would work 14-hour days. But my life was a hedge of thorns. And here's what that means. When I was a kid, my grandma actually had a thorn bush that I would trim, and I would take my little clippers out and go through there, and I'd end up all bloody by the time I got to the end of it because of the thorns. And it was just a hard, slow path. But what I realized was that there are lazy, as I got into this verse later, when I was basically so desperate, Robert, that we qualified for welfare. Our electricity, our propane went off in the middle of the winter while we were in a trailer. My wife was pregnant. We woke up because we were freezing cold and could see our breath. The kid was crying. We called the propane company. Propane guy comes at 3 o'clock in the morning. I tell him, here's the deal, bro. I can give you this check, but it's not going to work. I could give you a credit card, but there's no space. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you other than thanks for filling this thing up, and I don't have any money. That was the way of my life, literally. I would go to bed. We slept on a 20-year-old mattress that my wife's mother gave us. I would wake up in the morning and my jaw would hurt because I would be grinding my teeth, trying to figure out how to make life work, trying to figure out, literally, I would get my paycheck. And the moment I would get my paycheck, all of it, literally every penny of it was gone. Every penny of it. And I put $150 on a Visa, and we lived on that $150 for groceries. We lived on it for gas for 2 weeks at a time. And I'll tell you, it was a hedge of thorns. It was horrible. I mean, raise your hand if anybody's been in that kind of, like, you get the check and then it's gone. Credit card bills are getting paid, mortgage is getting paid, everything's getting paid, and it's gone. And here's what happened. I finally got so desperate after being so broke for so long that literally I turned to the internet. The only thing I knew how to do on the internet was attach a document in an email. I knew nothing else. I got a $250 used computer, and from my kitchen table, I started a business. And 14 months later, I had a $3.2 million freaking business, Robert. It was unbelievable. I would have literally from that time, now it's 5 years later, so this is, I've been around the game a little bit more.
Right.
But I've had $100,000 days of profit of over $100,000. Futuristic marketing, which I know you were involved with and a big fan of, Robert.
Absolutely.
We did $2.5 million in 7 days. And what I did when I came back, I had no connections, I had no internet skills, and I had no clue. But what I did know was that this little book that I was taught to read from the time of 8th grade, that Solomon was extremely wise, and he was the only mentor I could go back to. And so what I did is I went back to this book of Proverbs, and I would read the verse, I would close my eyes, and in the movie of my mind, I would imagine that everything the verse says, it was as though Solomon was whispering in my ear, everything was going to happen. Every little thing I was going to take and I was going to apply it immediately. And every single promise, every hint, every clue I was going to discover and apply. And it was going to change my life so radically that he became my mentor. So here's an example. So raise your guys' hand if you're ready to hear a couple very tangible things of how I implemented this stuff. And it went crazy. And here's what it was. I would read a verse like this that said, the way of the lazy man is a hedge of thorns, but the way of an upright is a highway. So the promise that I took from that was that my hedge of thorns was because of some kind of laziness. It didn't mean that I was lazy. In fact, when I worked at the factory, Robert, the manager said I was the best employee he had ever had. I was working very hard, but it's a simple thing And it's cliche, but there's a difference between working hard and working smart,
Exactly.
and working with systems, and working with automation, and learning how to, and really having an intelligent machine to make money. And I said, you know what? I am no longer going to be lazy about the one thing that dictates my life more than any other thing, and that is the accumulation of money. Money, and people say, well, money this and money that, and don't do this, and money, rid of all. They will say all sorts of things about money. But I will tell you, if I deposited $100,000 in every one of your accounts tonight, raise your hand if your life would be measurably, quantumly better in virtually, not every way, but virtually every way. If you have aches in your back, guess what? That massage guy shows up at your door tomorrow morning in your home and gives you a massage. You can't afford organic food. Suddenly you can afford organic food from the best places in the world, exotic health drinks. You can order all that stuff. You can go to Mayo Clinic tomorrow, fly there on your jet, get a full executive physical, get every single thing from your spine to your blood to everything worked on. You can order a new Tempur-Pedic bed. You can sleep better. You can become healthier. You can eat better. You live with neighbors that annoy the hell out of you. You can move to a different neighborhood, build a better house. Everything can change, and it's because of one thing that most of us don't take seriously: making money. Making money. I remember the moment I was in the shower and I thought to myself, I am going to make making money a major priority in my life. It's not going to be the only priority, but it is going to be so major. And I am going to learn, and guess what? You learn to make money by serving people. And all the thing is, guys, this is all making money is. There's a scale. And on that scale is money. And over here is something called an offer. All you do to make a lot of money is you sell something that's an offer that is more valuable than the money people pay to receive the offer. And once I realized the equation, that people got more back, so they paid a little bit of money, but then they got a lot back. Robert, you paid $37 for my strategy on how you made 10K in one day. $37 was your input to my life. You generated $10,000 because of that stupid, simple strategy.
Just one of them.
Just one of them. Raise your hand if you guys can see how the equation works. How could he not pay me $37? It'd be nonsense. It'd be rip. In fact, as a seller, one of the promises in Solomon that I don't have time to get into tonight. There's 21 secrets. I'm going over, barely touching on one right now. But one of them says that people curse him who holds back the grain. Okay, now follow this. It says basically the public. The public will curse the person who holds back the grain, but there'll be a blessing that covers the head of him who sells it. And so with my whole idea of picturing this, closing my eyes, picturing in the movie of my mind, I would imagine people literally blessing me for becoming amazing at selling because it would alleviate the curse in their life. That was how the system was. And I became to see that selling was the most glorious thing. And Robert, think how much you would have been ripped off if I wouldn't have been very persuasive in telling you, you have to attempt this strategy.
It's so true.
This strategy makes people money so easy. You didn't even know you were cursed, but you made an extra 10K, everybody. Not 10K, an extra 10K.
Exactly.
And the people who bought that offer from you, they will actually bless you because you created a premium offer for them to experience. So you make 10K, but these people that are going to come and spend time with you personally are going to get to look under the hood of a six-figure earner who went from delivering whatever you were delivering to six figures in 6 months. And the odds of them becoming six-figure earners go through the roof. Everybody, raise your hand if you're seeing how this equation works. Success breeds success. It's win, win, win. There is no losing at any level. If you have integrity in what you're offering, you are to sell with all your heart, all your soul, all your strength, and your buyers actually end up blessing you. Robert contacted me about saying, hey, I made 10K on this thing, and this Solomon stuff is awesome. Your buyers actually get a better deal by paying you money. Oh my gosh, Robert, it's crazy. So anyway, I looked at the verse like this, and I said, what's the promise? Here's the reality. I've been lazy in the accumulation of making money, period. I've taken the easy route of going to work for the man, being told what to do, put a drill in my hand, and sand a freaking air turbine. That's what I was doing. I took the lazy way. I went to a guy, he paid me $10 an hour to dial phone call leads, read a script like a loser, and maybe make $5 commission every hour, making $15 an hour. It's lazy in America to not, and this is, I can, permission to be completely radical with you guys. Raise your hand if I can be completely radical. This is coming from a guy who's done a couple million in 10 days, $100,000 days. I just feel like I want to go all the way with you guys. I don't want to be PC. I want you out of the matrix. I want you opting out of the BS completely. And I want tonight to be a definitive turning point. So everybody raise your hand if you give me permission to go all the way there with you right now, because that's where I want to go. There's a little icon. You can raise your hand. You can type yes. Okay? Hell yeah, you're radical. I'm loving it. I don't think we can handle this. Okay, I'm loving it. Go, go, go. You guys are out.
Hey, Mark, they knew I would bring them value. I tell
Hey, listen, I go psycho. And you know what? That's the only way you can go. Everybody clear that it's freaking lazy to go to work for somebody, to be underpaid. Your potential that God gives you to go put a drill in your hand and, come on. Come on, my friends. For a lot of people, that's fine. So you don't look at the world and say, oh, they're being lazy. That person's lazy. I'm not bitter when I meet people who have a job, but I came to a revelation that for me, Mark Hoverson, it was lazy to do anything but become amazing as a marketer, amazing as a husband, amazing at webinars. Robert, I have done over 1,000 of these webinars. 1,000. On a single webinar, my friends, I've made over $350,000 on one webinar. $350,000 on a single webinar, because I made a choice one day in the shower that I was no longer going to be lazy about making money. And in the Bible, when it's referring to laziness, usually it's hearkening back to Adam and Eve and the order that God gave them to work. This is about creation. This is about a vocation. This is about a personal calling to cultivate your potential and the potentialities of the earth. So lazy is referring not to a mindset, it's to a vocation. So here's what I saw. I'm going to change my lazy ways that have led to a complete and utter hedge of thorns. I will tell you, my wife, her cousin, we lived in Maryland. So here we are in Maryland. This is supposed to be America. We're over here in Maryland. This is Florida. It got bigger today. Her cousin was the first soldier to die in Iraq. So this was like 2000, whatever it was 5-6 years ago. He was the first one to die in Iraq, and she grew up at grandma's with her cousin. And I'm sitting here in my trailer, qualifying for welfare. She gets the phone call, weeping. I mean, it's bitter. It's bitter as death. It's literally death. They're having a huge thing in South Dakota for him. Huge. I mean, the bands and the trumpets and the guns and the military burials and everything. I don't have $250 to get her on a plane to go to her cousin's funeral. And I literally am in my room away from my wife who's crying, and I'm in a different room crying because I'm such a loser as a man that I couldn't come up with enough creative power and resources to get my wife home to have condolence and closure on the death of her cousin. That, for years, those kinds of things were how we lived. And it stewed on me so harshly and so bitterly that finally, when I finally went back to this stuff and I looked at it with business eyes, I imagined that the hedge of thorns was going to stop. I was done with the hedge of thorns, and all of a sudden, my life was going to be a highway. It was going to be fast. It was going to be quick. Whatever I wanted was going to happen. Now, I mean, today, Robert, I could sit here for the next 2 hours and tell you stories like Isaac, my oldest, was getting ready to start kindergarten, and we were in North Dakota. We have 2 homes now. Everything I said about the Tempur-Pedic, build a new house, live where you want to live, travel when you want, I've done all that stuff. Go to Mayo, get the executive thing, get the blood work, order the new food, everything. All that stuff I was telling you I did because I bought into this deal that no longer I was going to make making money a major priority, and everything in my life was going to get better. Everybody who bought my stuff was going to love it, and if they didn't, they could get a refund, and it was all going to be good and kosher.
Mm.
And what happened is a couple of days before his kindergarten, I thought, you know what? Let's fly to Disney real quick. That'd be fun. Let's just go to Disney for a couple of days. So we just hop in a plane, take Isaac to Disney for a couple of days, fly back, off we go. I get a whim. Literally, I'm typing, I'm looking around, and I go, let's go to Hawaii. Pack up the kids, fly in a nanny. We have 4 kids. We took the older 2. We head to Hawaii. We stay in a beautiful beachfront condo. We can fly in. We've done this a couple times. One time, I just fly my parents in from North Dakota to Arizona and say, hey, I'll pay for your tickets. I'll give you $500-600 for food and fun while we're gone for 8 days. You guys go crazy. We're going to Hawaii with the older 2. Have fun.
Nice.
And then because I have an internet business, because I took making money and income streams, if you can't be making money while we're on this call, if you're not positioned and have some kind of income stream and machine that can make money right now for you while we're on this call, you do not have a good machine to make money. So I'm off in Hawaii gallivanting around waterfalls and doing all this stuff. 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 pouring into my account while I'm on vacation, because I have an automated business, because I took making money seriously, and I visualized that life would become a killer highway. Fast, easier, less pain, more pleasure. Raise your hand if you guys are interested in that kind of thing. That is what we're talking about tonight.
Nice.
That's just the start of what we're talking about. Robert, you've gone through this whole course. It's over 15 hours of me going crazy like this.
I can't even begin to amount the value.
It's nuts, my friends. I'll tell you another thing. This isn't even in the course, because I'm developing this whole Solomon CEO brand. But now I'm gonna put this back on video so I can illustrate this a little better. And I know there's a delay, but there's another verse in my hair is just crazy. There's another verse where King Solomon says, "The hand of the diligent will rule." Okay, so this hand, the diligent, the hard worker, this person will rule. Meaning they're gonna do kind of what they want. They're gonna hand down culture. They're gonna be in charge of systems and in charge of governing people. They're gonna give culture, technology, and media, and they're gonna be the leaders. This hand, which is diligence, which means hard work, is gonna rule. But the hand of the slothful will be put to forced labor. So over here, Robert, we have the diligence of work. Like right now, gang, I'm working.
Right.
Can you believe that actually working? I'm having a blast. Okay, I'm having an absolute blast doing what I'm doing. But it's working. Okay? Raise your hand if you guys see that the hand of the diligent, this is how you make money. You work. And just like you work by the sweat of your face. Listen, Kobe Bryant, these guys, Michael Jordan, everybody, they're sweating when they're working, but they're playing. This is the epitome of joy, I'm telling you. So you're creating, and you're working hard, and you're still sweating. And the reason I'm not wearing a shirt is because I sweat, literally sweat, when I'm on these webinars. Okay, so there's this option, which leads to the highway, the good life. The hand of the slothful, the negligent. And this is just Robert, this doesn't even mean like the hardcore lazy, I'm on the couch all day.
Exactly.
This just means I'm not thinking deep enough. I'm not really taking this whole work thing seriously enough. I'm taking the lazy way out. I'm not respecting my time. I'm not respecting my potential. The hand of the negligent is put to forced labor. And this is 2 weeks of vacation a year. This is not getting the kids to the music camps, not to the summer camps, no vacations. They're telling you when to show up. They're ruling your life. It's forced labor. That is what has happened to America at large. Forced labor. Constricting, suffocating, horrible living. I've been here for years, my friends. And here's the option. You can either put everything you have in your mind, everything, towards diligence, towards wealth, towards service, towards selling, towards cultivating greatness, or everything in you is going to have to figure out how to make it work over here. How are you going to pay those bills? How are you going to get the kids to the schools? How are you going to pay for your daughter's wedding? How are you going to get home for grandma's funeral? How are you going to pay for the phone bill? How are you going to do it? So you have so much psychic energy. And the crazy thing is, over here, it drains you, it suffocates you. Over here, you actually get more enhanced. Your mind actually grows, your income grows. This is what prosperity is about. So with some, okay, raise your hand if you guys are tracking me a little bit. You're following me. You got to see what I'm saying here. Okay, hands are going up. Send me a little amen, a little yes, I get it. Send me something in the chat box to let me know everybody's hearing me here clearly. This is powerful stuff. And what I'm not teaching is like God just wants you to be rich. You just wait for it. It's going to show up. What I'm teaching you is work, diligence, the full investment of your potential in your vocation, and everything comes back to you. Your best friends. Oh my gosh, Robert and I just met. We barely knew each other.
Exactly.
He bought some of my stuff. We're becoming good friends because when you work together, it actually bonds people closer. It's amazing.
So true.
I can't get over this stuff. Oh my gosh. Robert, I'm only on secret one. I have a lot more to share, but here's what I want to share. When I release this course within the very, very near future is going to be $1,295. It's got 21 secrets, and it's really the action guides that are the best. And I go through in the video, I go through what it means to actually apply this. So question number one, even though you may have no idea, like a lot of you on this call may have no idea how it's going to happen, request of your unconscious mind, Google your mind, my friends. This question, what would make it inevitable for me to make more per month than I currently make per year? You ask and request of your brilliant, God-given mind that question. Don't go searching for an answer. You will literally condition and program your mind to go and search, just like Google searches the engines. Your mind will search and it will find an answer if you ask it this question enough. What will make it inevitable, obvious, no-brainer for me to make more per month than I currently make per year? I began asking that question when I qualified for welfare, when I had no food in the fridge, when neighbors would bring us groceries. And the only money I did have, I would buy a 12-pack of beer. I would sit alone in my room because I was too ashamed to be by my wife. I'd slam 12 beers. I'd pass out crying on the floor next to a 13-inch TV, watching whatever the stupid, we only had like 5 channels, because I was so ashamed. That was when I started asking myself this question. What would make it inevitable for me to make more in a month than I currently make in a year? I have made more in a day than I have made in the 5 previous years. In a day. So what I do inside this course, and this course, I'm telling you, like Vince, and you'll see inside in some of the videos, one of my boys, Vince, who's working with Robert as well, he went from $2,500 in a month with his business. Right now, in this 30-day period, I think, Robert, don't quote me, but I think he's at either 22,000
He's
or
up there.
25,000.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Above 20. Above 20, yeah. You're right. Yeah.
$20,000 about 30 some days later. From 2,500 to over 20,000. And what he says was he got this dang Solomon CEO stuff. And what I teach you is I believe that these words are more than words. I believe you can, this stuff is so powerful, I'm not going to turn my dork on right now. But you Google your mind this, and you will find solutions. And then watch this one. I started asking myself this. Give yourself some time to accept this idea. I allow myself to discover the easiest, the fastest, and the best way to make the most money with the least amount of human effort and zero guilt. Robert bought this course. He went through it. He goes through module 1. He makes 10K. Was that not as close to as easy as 10K? I mean, tell me about that.
I can't even explain it in words. Yeah.
Okay. So we're not talking about magic here, friends. We're talking about thinking. We're talking about diligence. We're talking about making profit a focus in your life. So here's the offer tonight. This thing will be sold very soon for $1,295. It'll be the 21 secrets. and then there'll be some other society things that go along with it. When I released it initially, it was $497. Okay, tonight Robert and I originally were going to do it. You can get the whole course for $297. But what we decided to do, because you guys are just meeting me, maybe you don't know me, maybe you don't yet trust me enough. Maybe you want to, but I don't know. I got to test them a little bit more.
Exactly.
What we're doing is we're giving you video one, the entire video one, which I've only covered one tiny little secret, and there's so much in this video. The crafting for kings concept, I could go put my dork on in a major way. You see a man who excels in his business, he will stand before kings, not before ordinary people. Here's a short story of this. You see a man, this can be man or woman in the Bible. Man is usually man or woman, male or female. Do you see a person who excels? This means speedy. Do you see a person who's speedy, who's diligent in his business? He will stand before the kings, the rulers, the leaders, like Robert. He's going to be invited up in front of 3,000.
We might have, seems like he's having a little feedback there, guys. Just give him a minute to,
he's going to stand before the kings, the leaders in technology, the leaders in the internet, leaders in everything. Robert, go ahead. What were you going to say?
No. We just lost you for a few seconds, but
Robert,
we got you.
Saying something?
No, we just lost you for a few seconds.
I was going to say, but okay, so we're back.
Yep.
This is how you stand before the kings, not before the ordinary people. And the ordinary here in the Bible means kind of like mean and common and maybe a little shady, actually. The original Hebrew here almost means shady. Kings here means pure of heart. This kind of means shady. So if you get really good in business, you start dealing with better and better clients. Raise your hand if you'd like to deal with the best clients, clients with a lot of money, clients with a lot of hunger, clients with a lot of action taking. You can literally have your clientele, you can create the thing by this Crafting for Kings concept. So here's what we did. We created an offer because the $297 was a little too high. So what we wanted to do was make a kind of a taste and test what Robert has gone through with Solomon CEO and see if you like it, see if you love it. So what we did was we put the expectations of ease and speed and wealth. There's 3 secrets in this video. It's about an hour and a half. The Crafting for Kings, and then how to live with some guts. This is a intense video. It has a very detailed action guide. We put that. We also put from my $497 course, my Irresistible Info Marketing Blueprint, 21 amazing closing secrets over the phone. Now, here's what's crazy, Robert. Initially, I learned to sell over the phone. I had sold about $3 million of stuff over the phone. And what I learned to do was I learned to take those secrets and put them on a video and sell them in mass. That's how I've been able to do $300,000 webinars, $2.5 million weeks, is I learned how to sell, and then I just made it into an automated form. So this video is it's a little shy of an hour. And it goes over my 21 greatest closing techniques that you can use in video, you can use in your email, so that people buy your stuff as fast as possible. So we included that. And there's a PDF with each single guide. And then I sold this just individually. I've sold thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of this product for $97. It's a 90-minute 7 rituals for quantum wealth. This is what Robert experienced when he quantum went from literally delivering. What were you delivering again?
It was a diner, so delivering all types of traditional food. Yeah,
So I'm like, how do you go from the diner to 6 figures? How do you do that? Like Vince, he just went from $2,500 in a month to over $20,000 this month, my friends. We're only on the 13th of the month. There's a lot of month left. Okay, he thinks he's going to hit 30 to 50,000. I believe him. How do you do it? So I made 7 rituals, and I put them in a PDF, and I go through each one of them in detail. So what I do in this video is I give you a warning, and then I start going over the 7 rituals. There's ritual 1, I talk about it. I talk about ritual 2 in detail. I talk about ritual 3, ritual 4, ritual 5. This is how I went, literally qualifying for food stamps for 5 years to generating 8 figures and to generating hundreds of thousands of dollars in an evening, millions of dollars in a week. It's wild stuff. That alone has been we've charged just for that. This training alone, we charged $97. So what Robert and I were thinking is we want to give some kind of offer where we can get you exposed to the mindset stuff to get you ready for quantum wealth. Raise your hand if you'd like quantum wealth. Like, you hear Robert's story, you hear Vince's story. Sure, these results are typical, but
Exactly.
they're real, and that means they're possible. And I want you to live in total possibility. I want you to literally wake up. I want you to put your head on your pillow tonight and realize that tomorrow, because you're Googling your mind to find the easiest, fastest, best ways with the most integrity to make the most amount of money in the least amount of human time with zero guilt. I want to start. Give me your mind a little bit. That's what we want.
Nice.
We want you to just test it. You don't have to obey it. Just test it. Look at it like a restaurant and say, you know what, these 7 rituals, I'm going to use 4 of them and see what happens. But here's what we did. We wanted to create an offer that was really easy for everyone to get into. This training alone we've sold for $97. Just that training alone. This is part of a $497 course. And this is part of a $495 course, Solomon CEO. We have it at a variety of different prices. It's going to be $1,295 very soon. But we wanted to put together an offer that everybody could get a taste of really simple. So it's got the 3 videos. One is a Solomon CEO video. We'll easily put this a $97 value at this. The 21 irresistible info marketing blueprint closing strategies.
Nice.
Easily a $97 course in and of itself. It's so powerful, you guys. It's so powerful. And then the final one is the 7 quantum. These are all easily $97. What we've done tonight is we've put all 3 together for $97. In fact, we've made a 3-pay option. 3-pay, so there's literally no, it's like 0 free, it's like interest free, 3 payments of $33.
Nice.
And you're going to get instant access to this immediately. It's at I Want Solomon, spelled just like that. I Want Solomon, all O's in Solomon.com.
Hey, Mark.
I Want Solomon. Yes.
Real quick, with those bonuses that you put together, I'm actually thinking about not including or not even mentioning the ones that I wanted to provide. I know everyone right now is going to be like, no, you better bring them up, Robert, because I have bonuses myself. Would you like me to share them, Mark, right now, or?
You have bonuses. Well, let me do this. I do want to hear it. You're nuts.
More people are jumping on as I said that.
I love it. Okay, well, here's what it is, everybody. I Want Solomon.com. Now, we only have about 10 minutes left of this webinar, and I really want to stress how urgent it is for you to actually get in. You can watch Solomon CEO Video 1 immediately right now. So you're going to get Video 1, Solomon CEO. You're going to get the 21 closing secrets, and like I said, I've made millions on those secrets. And then you're going to get the 7 rituals for quantum wealth. And we want you to hurry to the card at iwantsolomon.com because I want to hear from a couple of you before we close it out. But Robert, you got bonuses on top of this. You're killing me.
I'm telling you. Hey, listen, and truthfully, guys, for everyone to know out there, Mark and I didn't even discuss these. We actually had a few minutes before the webinar started, and I was just like, I'm just going to put it out there. So the first 10 people, and literally, guys, we have over 150 plus people on here now. The first 10 people, and as I'm saying the first 10 people, I encourage you to be on the page right now, like confirming it, will get a one-on-one coaching session with me, and that would normally cost you, no joke, $500 for 30 minutes. And if you were to flat out pay me, that's how much it would cost. But if you're going to be one of the 10 people, 30 minutes will be included. You get me for free pretty much, to ask anything you want about your business and how to grow it. But make sure that you email me right after you order at robertmercado@robertmercado.net. It's pretty simple. Just purchase it. The first 10, it's only the first 10, so it's probably already gone. Then the first 15, and Mark, let me know if I should do this or not, will get my instant gratifications course. And everyone out there knows how powerful that was as well. You're gonna get that for free, and I'm actually thinking about it while I'm saying this, but I already said it, so it's out there. The first 15 people, and if you already have it, you can just pass it to someone in your downline or trade it for them joining you in the business. It literally goes over how I went from, like Mark said earlier, delivery boy to six figures in 6 short months. That's only for the first 15. And then for the first 100 people that purchase. Now, this is for the majority of the people because I know a lot of people are just already jumping on this, getting it right now. They'll get a private hangout only exclusive to the first 100 for an open question and answer. Anything you like to ask or learn about, there's no limits, guys. So take advantage. I mean, what do you think about that, Mark?
I just see how you. I see how you went from delivery boy to six figures. I mean, this is part of everybody. Here's the thing. This is part of that creating the irresistible offer. So we've got this offer over here where, I've read this book 1,000+ times. I took it to business. It created 8 figures. You get the first sample. I made this selling. I've sold millions. You're going to get my 21 greatest things, and then 7 rituals that took me to 8 figures. You're going to stack that. Then Robert, here on the scale.
I might have put too much out there.
He throws 30 minutes one-on-one, which is a joke. Unbelievable. And then the instant gratifications. What did you sell that for again, Robert?
It's at 147 right now.
147 alone.
And it's going up,
He stacks that on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Google Hangout, he stacks that on there. And then here we go at iwantsolomon.com. How about $33? 3 payments of $33. My friends, and here's the thing. This is an incredible offer for you guys. This is so exciting. I can tell you the people are taking up on it. And here's what I want to do. We literally have about 7 or so minutes left. I'd love to hear from somebody that bought it and why. So if you flash your hand and you just flash it. Now I've got 156 people on here. Flash it and I'll unmute you. It's alive, so we're going to try it. Just keep blinking it. Keep blinking it because there's a bunch of people. And I've got, okay, here we go. Shane.
Yeah, Shane,
all
got
right,
Lisa.
Shane.
Mm-hmm.
Shane, my brother, is your mute? Are you out there, Shane? Yeah, how are you? Shane, I've never been better. Brother, thank you for taking us up on the offer. Tell us, what's the main reason you're taking us up on iwantsolomon.com tonight?
Well, just the main reason is I'm ready to take my business to the next level. I've been kind of talking with Robert and Ali. Robert knows my story and all that. So,
hey Shane, God bless you, man.
Shane, yeah, I love hearing the heart. What was it tonight? What did you get the most value out of tonight?
Just everything. Just don't what I mainly got out of it actually was don't give up. Actually, just I messaged Robert actually a couple days ago, and I messaged him. I was like, "Bro, man, I'm ready to give up. I'm ready to throw in the towel." Did I not, Robert?
You did, and Ali and I spoke to you. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Mark. I don't know if you know my story, but I'll just quickly go over it. I'm a 27-year-old man. I was diagnosed with cancer in January.
Yeah.
I beat that, and then I lost my girlfriend and my unborn child in a drunk driving car accident. They got hit by a drunk driver. My world was absolutely crushed. I dated her for 6 years. And then in October, I just been recovering from a brain tumor.
Amazing.
So,
wow.
Yeah. So,
Shane, here's the deal. I feel, obviously, you've got a ton of emotion in this deal. You've got a ton of passion. And there's Solomon's dad, David. He wrote, "He who goes about sowing seeds in tears." And that's what's happening here. I mean, you are working this in tears, literally. You'll come back with the harvest. And you've got to work that, and you've got to continue in those tears, getting better, cranking up the desire and cranking up the skills. And that's what this is going to give you. All of this with Robert's bonuses, the whole thing, it's incredible. Exactly. Shane, I love you that you came out like this and you were vulnerable like this. And wow, it's powerful stuff. We want to hear from some more. Shane, thank you so much for being
thank you, Shane.
vulnerable with us tonight.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Robert.
Shane, I want to hear your story. I want to hear your story too, brother. All right, gang, we're in important work. I'll tell you, life is work and life are so inseparably woven together that when you get your work down, your life, I mean, granted, Shane gets super successful. That's not going to take away the loss,
Mm.
right? It's not going to take away the loss. But the thing is, he's called to move forward. He's called to move forward, getting better, and going for it. And that's what he's doing. Shane, that was freaking insanely powerful. Let's hear from another person. Blink your hands like crazy. We want to hear from a couple more. We got to wrap this webinar up quick. I want Solomon.com. Keep blinking your hands because some are raised and some are down. I just got to see the blinking only. All right, Chucky, here we go. Chucky, are you out there? Chucky.
Can you guys hear me?
Chucky, we can hear you loud and clear, my brother. Tell us. Welcome. Hey, welcome to Solomon CEO. Thanks for taking us up on the offer. And what was it? What was the most exciting thing about tonight that caused you to give this a try?
Well, I'm probably one of the only people. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Chucky. Tell us the number one reason, my brother.
Well, I'm one of the only people on the internet that calls Robert Mr. Miyagi. And if Robert told me to stand on my head for 6 months to have his success, I would stand on my head.
I love it. So what was it
you
tonight
guys-
more than anything? Was it Robert's connection to this? Was it what was more than anything else? And I'm going to show everybody. Here's what's happening. This is inside my email right now. Here's what's happening, Robert. You can definitely see that people are taking this.
Yeah,
up.
you can't
These
you,
are all receipts.
you can't go wrong with the amount of value we put into it.
Well, it's crazy. But Chucky, tell us the number one thing you got from tonight. What was it? Tell it to us, brother.
It was just you and Robert together. The powerful presentation you give, the mentor that Robert is, it was just a combination of both.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
That's
about.
gold right there.
All right, Chucky,
Nice.
I want to hear from one more person, Chucky. Keep us posted and let me know how you love this content. Thank you
I will.
for
Don't worry.
thank you as well. Here's the thing, gang. As you can see, this is internet wealth, my friends. This is the easiest time in the history of the world to make money. You can literally take thoughts and turn them into wealth
Nice.
because those thoughts can change people's lives. Like Robert. Robert's life is completely changed. The $10,000 he earned from a $37 info product that he bought from me. What a joke.
You
It's
don't know.
called super value. And here's how we can do that. We can do that, and here's why it's worth our time to do something so inexpensively. We've got people from all over the world on here right now. And I'm over here in Phoenix. Robert, where are you at, brother?
Right, New York, up there.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
you're
going
up
to
here
Florida in
New
a
York.
few days.
And you're going to Florida. I'm going to San Diego. In a couple
Oh yeah, I'll
days
be
as
there
well.
in San Diego. Yeah.
Well, Robert, we got to celebrate life. Here's the thing, everybody. When I got started, I was actually in Kansas. I was in my little home with my. I was just struggling. I sat back in a chair, and I said, "We're at the start of something brand new called the internet age. This is brand new, game. This is only a decade or so old. The internet. You think this thing's a fad? No. Become a lifer tonight. Literally, decide you're going to figure it out. If you don't figure it out in 30 days, it doesn't matter. If you don't figure it out in 90 days, it doesn't matter. If it takes you 2 years, you will figure this out because this is going to be around as an income generator for, oh my gosh, your entire lifetime. Here's my point. I sat back in my chair and I imagined electric light bulbs entering my bank account from all over the world. I looked at it just like a lightning bolt, that it was coming in and it was racing in and it was stacking in. And then I imagined that instead of the hard way that my life was, it became a highway. I imagined my vacations with my kids. I imagined pedicures for my wife and new hairstyles for my wife and healthy food. And I imagined being vibrantly healthy, successful. I imagined new homes. And so we spend the summers in North Dakota and the winters in Arizona, and we travel the rest of the time. It's unbelievable. I'm inviting you into that to really get a taste, particularly the mindset tonight. If you go to iwantsolomon.com, you're going to get the very best taster. It's a sample of the mindset shifts that lead to quantum wealth. Again, you get the Solomon CEO video, number one. This is 30 days, 100% money back guarantee. If you watch it and you don't absolutely love it, shoot us an email on the receipt and just say money back. We don't care. It's no big deal. We know you're going to absolutely love this. Let's hear from one more person really quick. We got to get off here because I have another webinar at the top of the hour. Blink your hands like crazy. Blink them like crazy. I want to hear from one more person. All right, let me see. All right, I don't even know what the name was, but I unmuted you. It's under Robert, but it can't be Robert. Just say hello.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
you. Bella, welcome.
Hey,
Tell us.
what's
Tell
up?
us
Listen,
hey, thanks for taking me up on this tonight. Why did you take iwantsolomon.com tonight?
that was the first time I've ever been on a webinar where I felt like if I didn't buy it, I would just regret it for so long. I was looking at my credit card and I was thinking, if I don't get this, if I don't buy this, that's the first time I ever sweated when I saw an offer like that. I was like, I just gotta buy it.
And I love you, brother. What's your name? What's your name?
My
bro?
name is Mo. Mo
Okay,
Amusa.
Mo.
My name is Mo.
Mo, you're the man. Here's the thing, my friends. This comes back to the Solomon stuff where I believe there'd be a blessing if I got good at selling. And I've heard stories where people said they've come to a webinar of mine knowing that they were going to get really an offer that they couldn't refuse. And they hid their credit card up in their room away from their computer. And they raced and got that credit card and brought it back and bought it. And you're going to be glad you bought this, Mo. It's going to be incredibly powerful. Here's the deal, gang. I got to go. I got a webinar in about 60 seconds. I got to hit. iwantsolomon.com. Do not let this pass you by. Don't be like Mo almost was going to be regretting this. This is incredible. It's powerful. Robert, thank you so much for giving me this space to be with your people. We've got a big things ahead
Absolutely.
together that we'll talk more and the world will know about more in the future. Robert, closing words from you.
You got
We're
it.
done.
Mark, God bless you. I know you're on your way to the next webinar, and folks on line right now on the webinar, I appreciate you guys too, and you guys are going to get so much value. Honestly, I questioned myself a couple of times before putting out the bonuses I did. Nevertheless, the bonuses that Mark put out, and it's just a no-brainer. I mean, honestly, you can pay one time $97 or 3 payments of $33. It's just a no-brainer. So use my experience and my story as the truth. I mean, hey, listen, started from nothing and 6 figures. I mean, it's
It's pandemonium.
powerful.
Robert, I got to roll. I love you,
Cool.
brother. We'll be seeing you this weekend. iwantsolomon.com. Take us up. If you're watching the recording, get it as well. Do not let it go by. You can dig into stuff immediately. All right, gang, I'm out of here. Robert, you're the man.
take care, guys. God bless you. Love you guys. Thanks, Mark.
So you're